talk about electricity issues in South Africa, and it seems the big dogs are now getting involved. The Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises conducting oversight visits to Eskom power stations, Medupi and Kusile. When the plants were commissioned, they were expected to help end the energy crisis in the country. But let's be honest, you and I know that hasn't really happened. We're still getting power cuts on a regular basis. So hopefully with some answers and shedding some light. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Committee Chair, Mr. Khaya Magaxa, joining us to speak about what they're expecting at their visit. Khaya, good morning to you. The country now looking to you to try and ask the hard questions as the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises. What are the kind of questions you're going to be asking? I can't imagine you're happy with the situation.
Well, correct. The real purpose of our visit is just to get a feel of the challenges faced by this power station. We want to understand the extent of the defects and progress made in rectifying those particular defects. There has been a lot of delay in relation to Medupi. There's also some delays in relation to Kusile power stations. Hence, we decided, let's go and make sure that both the power station generate electricity in full capacity, because the station has already been, a lot of money has been spent on those stations, a couple of billions to make them work. Therefore, we just want to get a feel closely with them to understand what is it that makes all these delays so that these things can be in a operational level to generate enough electricity for South Africans. We just to ask those questions, those specific questions. What is it that delays you particularly? Why up until so far so many billions have been spent and we don't get the proper result? We just want in front of the station so that they can show us in those stations what is that has been done, what is that has not been done.
And excuse me, and I imagine holding those who are going to be giving you those answers, Khaya, to account as well. There must be a sense of some kind of time frame involved here, because you're going to ask those hard questions today and throughout the week. I see you're going to Safcoal in Mpumalanga on Thursday as well, looking at the coal situation. So what are the guidelines for the Portfolio Committee here? Apart from asking the questions, what's the expectation from the committee?
Well, the Portfolio Committee has been receiving reports presented, of course, by bureaucrats from those from Eskom. Now, we decided that because there's been two different messages that were coming in relation to those specific time frames. That's why now we felt that let's just go to get specific. Not in front of them in the plant where the actual production is taking place. And our concern is that this load shedding thing is continuing, and we're told at some point that by the end of this year we will finish we'll go through that particular challenge. Now we realize later that this is extended to next year. That's why we felt that sitting there and waiting for them to come to us and give these reports, perhaps it might be because we are far from where the actual work is taking place. We felt that it is important for the members to go and witness themselves and ask those questions there.
And obviously we'll be coming back with these moving timelines, not from the committee, of course, but you're quite right, Khaya, that every year we're told end of this year, the power cuts are going to stop. Just before I say goodbye to you, apart from being a member of the Portfolio Committee itself, you're still a South African, aren't you? I'm sure you've experienced the power cuts. I mean, how annoying is that for someone like you, and now going into a conversation with the people that are not doing their jobs properly? I mean, how angry does that make you?
Well, the entire committee, not just me as a chairperson of the group, the entire committee is frustrated with load shedding. It even disturbed the entire parliament to actually execute its work, including oversight. Therefore, you can imagine the extent of the worry and frustration we're having. That's why we decided, no, let's not go there now. It's enough.
Yeah. No, it's enough. I couldn't agree more, and I'm sure South Africa couldn't agree more, and I'm sure the whole country very glad to hear that the Portfolio Committee is going to be heading off to Eskom, to Kusile, Medupi, all the big power stations. Of course, we'll follow up later in the day as well, also heading out to Safcol.